This is Pixelated Zen presents the Neverwinter Foundry Debrief, where we go through the Neverwinter Foundry and we review the good and the bad for your enjoyment and edification. Today's quest is A Friendly Reminder by J.K. Park. The quest has you being invited to the estate of a nobleman at his request. First, the stats. Version 1.1, Players 1, Combat medium, Dialogue medium high. Someone has been murdered and you've been hired to find out what happened by a nobleman. The quest is pretty short, with some great dialogue. It gets a little too long for the dialogue box to contain sometimes though, so you'll end up having to hit 1 to accept a dialogue option that you can't even see once or twice. Even with that, the story is intriguing and it takes you to several locations following the trail of this murder. It's pretty interesting, though there isn't much in the way of action in the beginning part of the quest. The second half though is filled with a lot more combat. It's still mostly a dialogue piece and you'll spend most of your time talking to NPCs or hunting for clues to locate the murderer. The combat itself is well placed and, while there's not a wide variety of enemies to fight, the ones that are there actually make sense for the setting and the type of quest. The settings are very fitting and extremely well done. I particularly enjoyed one of the houses you enter looking for clues. That said, the screen tended to go black whenever I looked at the back room where the nobleman that hired you is standing. This may not be a problem with the quest itself, but a problem with the Foundry, so I can't fault it too much based on that. So, what's the final verdict? 3 stars. The quest is short, and I would have liked to have seen it go on a little bit longer. The dialogue is good, and the story is slightly intriguing. The fights, however, aren't anything special, but at least they do fit in with the story and the setting. There were a few very small issues, such as the dialogue being too long for the dialogue boxes and that weird black screen issue that may or may not have been related to the engine being a little buggy. Personally, I'm excited for the prospect of another episode, hinted at in the quest, but not as a cliffhanger. I recommend this quest to anyone who's looking for a quick, detective-style story in the Foundry. Alright, this is the time where you click the things. Let's see, we got a sub button, we got a like button, some video buttons, and a button. Don't click the button, but do click the other ones. You know you want to. You'll regret it if you don't. Trust me. I'm awesome, you're awesome, you'll be awesomer if you click the buttons. Just click the buttons. Trust me.